And that was 2 minutes. What up, people? Anybody even on here? I don't really see nobody on here yet. But we're gonna just watch some videos while people get on, I guess. I guess that's what's gonna be this whole episode. We're just gonna watch videos. We're gonna go through my subscriptions and see what people been doing, because I haven't been fishing in like the past 2 weeks. But looks like Steve Raddick got out. Shout out to Steve. Down Highway 23 on the West Bank. Look like he got out and caught some fish. That's a nice trout right there, ain't it? Yeah, nice trout. On a little spoon. A little small casting spoon. Oh, what happened? Man, that's an awesome sunrise. Oh, I've been to the same spot. I had like a very similar experience at this same spot one day. I went there one day, and the reds were stacked up right on the end of that rock jetty right there. And like every cast, I got broke off like 5 times because they kept dragging me into those pilings. What up, Jeremy? What up, Nate? Welcome back. What up, Matt? Welcome back. I really don't have nothing to talk about this week. I'm hoping that the comment section will carry this episode. I haven't been fishing in like 2 weeks. I've been doing other things. Anybody been fishing over the weekend, over the past few days since last Wednesday? Anybody caught any fish? Right now we checking out Steve Raddick. I know y'all probably already watched this already. Steve, the chef, he actually went and did some fishing recently. Like caught look another nice trout. That's a sneaky good spot right there in Port Sulphur. I had a few days where I caught some nice reds out there. Jeremy, you going tomorrow? Good luck, man. Where you planning on going to? I wish I could go tomorrow. Uh-oh, like he got a good one on now. Waiting for the wind to die. Man, you can't. You gotta fish around the wind, Matt. Just gotta go for it. Fish around the wind. Rick caught some nice saccale. Ooh, I wish I could catch it. I haven't caught no saccale in like 2 years. Still getting the fruit on the trestle? Man, I might have to sneak out there in my kayak one of these afternoons and go catch me some fish. This is prime time to fish Lake Pontchartrain. Like, if the spillway wasn't open, I'd be probably raving about going to the lake. But I'm scared, man. That water's been really dirty. Every time I pass out there, it looks worse and worse. Oh yeah, that's a good red. That's a solid red Steve got right there. Every time I'm going to the lake recently, it's looked really bad. Like the Mississippi River is like just straight river water in the lake. I'm scared to go trout fishing in that. But like historically, in my fishing log, this is like some of my best times fishing Lake Pontchartrain, especially the South Shore. In recent years, this is like the best time to be on the South Shore of Lake Pontchartrain fishing for speckled trout. And the redfish get ganged up too. Man, Matt, you gotta just go out there. You can't be scared. You gotta jump out there and go get them. Look, Steve showed you where they at. Tons of reds right there on that. Look, on these rocks. It's springtime, man. The fish gotta be biting somewhere. Yeah, Matt. I know, Matt. Matt got all the time in the world to fish now. What up, James, Marshnet, Cannon? Change your name. I see you change your name on me. Oh, we got a free paddle out going fishing. Look at that. You never know what you're gonna find. That's a long paddle. What kind of paddle is that for? I wish we could hear what. Let's hear what he's saying. What up, James? Oh wait, I gotta mute my other thing. Man, he killing them out there. What up, Charles? Anybody been fishing? Anybody want to talk about fishing? I ain't got no fishing to talk about right now.
Nice red.
All I'm gonna do today is just watch YouTube videos for like an hour. So if you probably could just, if you want to watch YouTube videos as a group, that's pretty much what I'm doing. Try to shout out some of the local guys. I don't know, man. I don't know when I'm gonna have time to do a meetup. I got a job. That's why I haven't been fishing. I've been in training for like the past 2 weeks, so I haven't had time to fish. But once I get my schedule right, then I'll try to plan a meetup for this month, or not this month, but next month. I'm definitely gonna be itching to go fishing. It's been 2 weeks. The most fishing I did was I went. Damn, you worse than me, James. The most fishing I've done in the last 2 weeks is I went over to the canal on Morrison, and I did a little bass fishing for like 2 hours. I caught two little 10-inch bass, and that's like that kind of soothed my itch for catching some fish. You've been catching trout in Delacroix, huh? Bull Horse and Lake Campo. I've been hearing a lot of good stuff about Delacroix area. I know the fishing's starting to heat up out there. The trout should be on the outside now. It's April, late April. I'm probably not gonna be able to do Paddlepalooza. I'm probably gonna be working Paddlepalooza, unfortunately. What up, PFD? Yeah, I'm not. I don't know. I might be out the tournament game for the foreseeable future. Man, I wish I could go out tomorrow. Wait, is tomorrow? Weather's supposed to be bad tomorrow, ain't it? Ain't it supposed to rain tomorrow? It's supposed to be raining like 99% chance of rain or something like that. Let's see who else on my suggestions. Who else been fishing on my subscriptions lately? Louisiana fishing blog. Let's see where he's at. Oh, he's at the trestle. Man, I haven't even been out there. I've been slacking. I've been slacking bad. I'm gonna get out there. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna stop being scared. Looks like he's on the South Shore. Solid trout. He didn't need no net for that though. I'm just saying he had it hooked good. He didn't need a net. The tide in the lake was really low. I went. When did I go? When was the last time I was out there? Sunday, Saturday. Saturday, I think I was out at the lake, and the water was like 3, 4 feet low. At least that's what it looked like. Man, he was smoking them right there in the same spot. Look at that. He's not even moving. That's a solid trout. Oh, this gets my blood pumping. I just want to go fishing now. Oh, my next day off, I'm going fishing. I don't care what the weather look like. But yeah, between the weather and work. What up, Rob? Damn, he's smoking them. I wonder how much time passed. And it was choking it too. Look at that. They was swallowing. I love those springtime trout. You get that nice solid thump. Then you let that jig hit the bottom and bounce it off the bottom. Try to get that nice solid thump on the bottom and set the hook. It's like bass fishing. Howard, what you talking about? Howard always comes with the hot takes, everybody. If y'all don't know Howard Taylor, he been watching me for like a long time now. He's always dropping some knowledge on me through private messages or in the comment section. But right here, what he say? Time to catch stripers at the mouth of the river in Texas, but used to catch used to catch stripers in the marshes leading to the river. Use center shiners. I guess he's saying shiners. So yeah, I guess this is time to catch stripers. I think they spawn this time of year, right? Like late March and April. I know they catch them in the rivers in Texas all the time. Let's see who else been fishing. Who else been fishing lately? Let's see where we at. What we got? I seen somebody was crabbing. Goober Outdoors. If y'all don't follow Goober, he's out a little further west. I guess out Homer way. Look like he even did some crabbing. Good old crabbing with the chicken leg and the string. That's all you need to go crabbing. I might have to go crabbing soon. I enjoy crabbing sometimes. It's nice to get a little change of pace and relax. Spinners, is that what he meant? Spinners or shiners? Colin, you might be right. Howard, did you mean spinners or shiners? Which one? Colin, you should go check for those stripers in Thibodeau. Go see where they're at. But yeah, as soon as I get my schedule, we're gonna do another meetup. We might do 2 meetups next month. I don't know. When I'm going fishing, I'm gonna let y'all know when I'm going. I'm having withdrawals. It's about that time to start going out to the long rocks in Lake Ponte not Lake Pontchartrain, I'm tripping. It's about that time to start going to the long rocks out at Hopedale if you got a boat. And if you got a kayak, it's time to go like down to Grand Isle and fish. If you're a trout fisherman, time to go to Grand Isle, fish like the backside, start fishing the beaches and stuff like that. All right, what's Cannon talking about? How often do you throw suspending stuff in top water? Every time I go. Every time I go, I throw suspending. What you saying? Top water. Every time I go, I throw top water. If it's not super windy, I'm gonna throw top water. First thing in the morning till about 9 o'clock, especially in the summertime, that's like your window to throw top water. So if I go out, I'm gonna have top water tied on. Like the night before, I'm gonna tie my top water on, and that's gonna be the first thing I pick up in the morning, Cannon. And I'm gonna throw my top water. And if I get a few bites, I'm gonna keep throwing it because you're gonna catch a nicer trout on the top water. And it's just much more fun to see them hit it. Um, so if they're biting on the top water, then I'll transition. After the bite slows down on top water, I'll transition to a suspending bait, and I'll fish that for a little while until that dies out. Especially as it gets warmer, the trout are going to start to move deeper. They'll be up top early in the morning, but as the day progresses, they'll move deeper. So you gotta use the suspending in the top water early. Matt, crawfish in the spillway. Is the spillway down enough to get into it now? Man, that'd be cool. I might go crawfishing. Hey, Cannon, don't be putting all that out there like that, bruh. People gonna be in your spot. You gotta share sparingly. Don't put it in public. What up, Joe? Welcome. You made it. It's not really a very interesting episode unless anybody got a topic that they think I know about off the top of the dome. Charles looking for a partner to go fishing on next Tuesday. Anybody fishing next Tuesday? I got my new Louisiana Sportsman magazine. I'm gonna read up on that and see what the news is. They got some interesting stuff about the speckled trout stock. Everybody's been talking about how speckled trout have been kind of hard to find, and they were talking about how wildlife and fisheries is still assessing the stock and all that. They don't wanna make any assumptions and jump to any conclusions. So I definitely think that a lot of this fresh water, these high river years, cool. I might have to sneak out there, go out the spillway and go crawfishing. I got like 2 dozen shallow water nets. I don't have deep water nets, though. I got shallow nets, so I gotta find like a real shallow spot. But yeah, I think that these last few years we've been having a lot of fresh water. The spillway didn't been open like what 4 out of the last 5 years or something like that. I definitely think that affects where the speckled trout are and how accessible they are to anglers. Um, if you got dirty water, the trout are not going to be able to feed as easily, so they're going to move out to the cleaner water, which is going to be further away from where the river impact is. Oh, Matt, you caught that one too? You caught a 37-inch trout? Yeah, I caught that one a few times. Caught some tarpon too in my dreams. Who else been fishing? I've been watching this guy. This guy's very informative. We gotta watch an ad real quick. The nature of fishing. If you're a bass fisherman, or if you're just interested in like fish behavior and just theories on luring fish and getting more bites on artificial lures, this guy is pretty interesting. The nature of fishing. I think he's in Colorado somewhere or something like that. But He's a lot like John Miller, who's down here. He gets into real in depth, and he does some really good videography too. This reminds me, he's showing it right now. He does really good videography. Wake baits. I haven't had much success with wake baits for trout. I caught reds with them. I caught bass with wake baits. I just never throw them for trout. I usually throw something that's suspended that'll sink. But I have heard a lot of good reports. I talked to guys who have good success with wake baits. Are you catching trout on the wake baits? Or are you catching reds, Joe? My motor is very frustrated. I got an issue with my motor where it won't go to full throttle. It'll get up to 3,000 RPM and it'll sit there and run at 3,000 RPM like all day long, and it'll run perfect. It'll idle, it'll run at 3,000, but it won't go past 3,000. So I don't know. This issue popped up. I took it out. I took my motor out twice, three times, and I guess the third time we were running on plane, and all of a sudden it dropped down, and it dropped down to 3,000. It hasn't been past 3,000 for like the past. That's also a reason why I haven't been fishing. I've been fooling with that motor for the past 2 weeks. Every afternoon trying to figure out what's wrong with it. I'm hoping it's not nothing major. I'm thinking it's just a fuel delivery issue. Oh, Joe, wait. Joe been catching everything on the wake bait. But yeah, go check this guy out if you're interested in like the science behind fishing, the theories on attracting fish and catching them on lures. A decent Shell Beach kayak route. It's pretty simple down in Shell Beach when I go. Yeah, let's go over to Google Earth. That's the thing I'm looking for. Let's go check out Google Earth for Charles. Shell Beach is pretty simple when I go. I usually just launch. Where is it? Ooh doo doo. I usually just launch right here where this, well, not where the red dot is. Right here where the rocks are. I'll pull up like right at the end of this line of rocks on the end of the parking lot. There's like a little flat spot. At least the last time I went there was a flat spot that somebody had kind of moved the rocks out the way, and I'll drop in right there, shoot straight across the Mr. Go, which is like the worst part of this whole operation. But once you get across the Mr. Go, if I'm red fishing, I'll just jump. So what is that? What's the distance on that? 0.25 miles. So what is that in feet? 1,000 feet? 0.25 miles. So it's 0.25 miles across the Mr. Go. I shoot straight across, and then I'll duck back here behind the rocks. And then once you get behind the rocks, it's just a lot of good redfish. You can see all these little pockets, grass beds, the whole backside of the rock line. All this whole area holds redfish. And I've been back there 3, 4 times, maybe more than that. I've been back there a bunch of times, and I still haven't explored all the little nooks and crooks and crannies. But yeah, just shoot straight across the Mr. Go and duck behind the rocks. And then you can even also go behind these rocks too. And there's another whole area to explore. Um, I had got a hot report like this is maybe like 2 weeks ago. Oh yeah, you don't need a GPS. You never need a GPS right there. You just shoot straight across. You can always see the houses and stuff if you turn around and look back. You could always, if you find the rocks right here, this is always a good landmark to get back to Mr. Go. It's not hard at all. A good secret I use is I don't have a GPS on my kayak, but I always like when I launch, I'll turn around and look for something high, so like a water tower or like a cell phone tower, a tall camp, something like that. Just turn around and look for that camp or that landmark. And then once you get into the marsh, you can always probably look back and see that landmark. It'll get smaller and smaller and smaller the further away you get, but um, as long as you have that landmark, you know the general direction you need to go to get back home. So that's a little secret right there. Just don't get confused in your water towers, because I think if you go like to Reggio, they got like 2 or 3 water towers you can see from the same area. Yeah, Nate, I tried that. I replaced my pump. I replaced my fuel pump. Replaced the bulb. I don't know what's going on. I'm leaning to thinking that it might be an electrical problem because I've gone through like the whole fuel system on my motor and it hasn't changed at all. But I don't know. I don't know. The last thing I gotta look for, I was looking online and reading people's other symptoms, and I saw a guy talking about he had a crack. He had a crack in his intake inside the tank. So like it's like if you have a straw with a crack in it, and you're trying to suck fuel in, that it won't it won't suck enough fuel in to the into the intake tube in the tank. So that's the last thing I need to check, but haven't got around to that. Anybody been to the surf yet? I heard some reports from the surf, like maybe this was like last month. I heard some rumors that they were catching them out there, and they should be there now. It's late April. The trout are spawned already. Like they done their first spawn. The first full moon in April is usually kicks off the spawn for speckled trout. So they're gonna be in the passes. They're gonna be on the outside now for sure. Um, you're just gonna have to pick the right weather day and the right weather pattern where the water's gonna be clean on the beach and where the trout, the trout are gonna be accessible. Jonathan, they got a nice big article written up in the magazine this month. The April. This is the no. Is this the April? No, it's the May edition. Let's see. I had just flipped through it. I didn't really read it yet. But yeah, they got like a nice like 4 or 5 page article. Sammy Romano out of I think he works at Chags. He wrote a nice article. 10 tips to finding big trout in the surf. And number one is pay attention to the weather. And that's my problem. Every time I go out there, I always pick a bad day and it's all rough and muddy. But usually the days when they like got those big stringers, you can look in the water and it'll be like real clean green water. So I think you gotta just pick those days you have like a light south wind or a light north wind or something like that, and you'll do well at Elmer's. Oh wait, here we go. Nate got a hot take. Didn't do good at all, but Sunday the water cleaned up and he filled the box. Yeah, I saw some reports from Matthew Miller. He comes on here sometimes and checks in with us. He was fishing down in Grand Isle Way. He had a nice string of like a limit of trout and a limit of reds, I think, out of the kayak down in Grand Isle. So they definitely down there. I haven't had a chance to go down yet. I might take one of my annual trips down to Grand Isle, my quarterly trips, I should say. I also want to go check out the pier in Pensacola. That was another video I was watching earlier today. I was watching my man Raymond over at Rig PFA. He's been going out to Pensacola. He's been going out to Pensacola and catching pompano and what's the other thing he catches? I can't think of the name of it. Like Spanish mackerel and stuff like that off the pier in Pensacola, which we did last year. I didn't film it last year, but we did it last year and we did great on the Spanish. So I'm looking forward to going out there soon when I get a day to sneak out there with good weather. But yeah, I definitely like to fish the beach this time of year. Get in the sun, been cooped up for a while. Get out there and feel the breeze and the warmth. This is a I had nothing planned. I haven't been fishing, so I had no inspiration for a topic this week. I've been struggling to get topics if I don't go fishing. Let's see what else we talking about here. Where'd it go? I just watched the video. Do you need a no? You don't need a Florida license to fish the pier. You go. It's $7 for adults, and I think that's like a 24-hour pier pass. And your fishing license is included in the pier pass, so it's only $7 to fish the pier, and it's really fun. Trolling motors. What I said about who said something about trolling motor? Side note. Oh, I see it now. Both people with a quick release trolling motor lock your stuff up. Somebody been stealing trolling motors in the parking lot. That's crazy. That's because trolling motors are like $3,000 now. You could actually like make some money if you steal some trolling motors. That's crazy. Oh, here we go, John Miller. What are you talking about? John Miller's got a cool video. When did this come out? I know y'all probably already watched this already. April 19th. That's a while ago. It's talking about drifting for catching speckled trout in the wind. John really stepped up his video quality. These animations is clutch. And he's got an article in the magazine now. They're like John's famous now. He's doing big things. He makes me want to be better. All right, what you saying? Do a lure challenge video. Try fishing a lure you know works, but you just don't fish with. I do that all the time. I'm pretty good at doing that. I'm not gonna say I'm the best at doing it, because if I get on a good bite, I'm not gonna change. But a lot of times, but I do like to get on a good bite, and if I get on a good bite, I'll put something that's been knocking around in my box for like a year, or something that I just bought on a whim or bought on sale. I'll definitely tie that on and try to catch a fish on it and build some confidence. Um, I did a lot of that last winter with a corky. I had never really had success with that Paul Brown corky, and we were on a decent jerk bait bite, and I started throwing the corky, and I really got comfortable with it and started feeling it out. But yeah, that's a good idea, Joe. Another idea I had was to do like a food chain challenge, like start with one shrimp and see what the biggest fish I could catch with at the end of the day was. So like use the shrimp to catch a croaker, and then use the croaker to catch something else, and then use that as bait, and just try to like level up and see what the biggest best fish I could catch at the end of the day was. So I've been kicking around some ideas. I don't know. I just need time to do them, and I just need to do them. Get some good weather and some. Definitely gonna get it. I got some new stickers made. If anybody's interested in some sticker, I guess we'll find a way to get them to you. Oh, here we go. Here's a tip on the pier. All you need is a clear bobber, a small 18-24-inch leader with a straw about 3 inches long, and a treble hook and a Spanish mackerel terminal. Yeah, man, I seen that last year when we were out there. We were out there fishing with like small jigs and like small spoons and stuff like that. And a guy came out there. He had like a red straw and he had a red straw and a little clear bobber, and he was just kind of popping it along, kind of like he fished for trout, and he was smashing the Spanish mackerel like every cast. Commentary on planning trips. I was thinking about talking about that this weekend, and I think I'm gonna talk about that next week. I'm gonna talk about that next week because I haven't been fishing in a while. So I guess I'll talk about how I pick a fishing spot when I haven't been fishing, when I haven't been following the fish, because I'm used to fishing like 3, 4 times a week sometimes. So I'm able to get on a bite and then just kind of follow the progression of it, or know where I left them like last week. But lately I haven't been having a chance to fish, so maybe I'll talk about how I pick a spot and how I increase my odds on catching fish after being away from them for a while. Maybe I'll talk about that. Oh yeah, they definitely have mackerel in Louisiana. They're just not as easy to catch and not as frequently seen, especially in kayak range and in most places we fish in Louisiana. Uh, we uh we run into a lot of them though in like the late summer in Lake Bourne, running out of the Wrigley's. We'll run into them all the time. Actually, me and my brother ran to this huge school last year, like right at the mouth of the Wrigley's. Huge school of Spanish mackerel. Um, and we probably before they cut all our lines up, we probably caught like 15, 20 of them, like back to back to back. It was a good day. If y'all don't follow Devin, y'all need to go follow Louisiana Fishing Blog on Facebook, on YouTube. This dude's dropping all kind of info. He's really consistent with it. He's telling you some real stuff. He's not really influenced by like commercial interests and stuff like that. He's really just giving you real good knowledge. Yeah, Ken, and I'm definitely that'll be the topic for next week. Planning a trip after you've been away for a while. How to increase your odds and pick a spot. I can tell you right now, one way to increase your odds is to definitely like go to the Long Rocks this time of year. There's always some fish out there. I'm just gonna write it down so I don't forget. Anybody else got any questions? Any comments, suggestions? Help me make this better. Help me make this more interesting. Man, that's a fish I really want to catch. What's y'all bucket list fish for this year? What's the fish that y'all want to catch that you haven't caught before? Mine is definitely a tarpon, but I got such a long list that I don't know. I could do any of them and be happy. But yeah, I definitely want to catch a tarpon, preferably in Louisiana this year. Go to Point of Shin. Oh yeah, that's another good way, right? Don't fish when the wind is over 10 knots. Yeah, that's definitely a way to not fishing when it's windy is definitely an easy way to skunk and get frustrated. Trapping. Yeah, tarpon is definitely my that's like number one on my list. I've been eyeing them for a while now. Man, that's also on my list for this year. I want to go out there. I don't necessarily want to target tarpon while I'm out there, but I definitely want to get out there. What treble hooks do I replace with? I don't know. I don't really replace hooks that often. I need to do some more research into that. But I've been hearing a lot of guys using the owner. Um, I don't know the exact name of them, but it's an owner hook. Um, that's the hook that I've been hearing guys replacing. A treble hook, an owner treble hook. Going to pack Saturday and Sunday. Ooh, I wish I could go somewhere Saturday and Sunday. I'm gonna be primarily fishing the weekdays from now on. Probably once a week, I'll have a weekday to fish. If I can get my boat running, though, I could fish in the afternoon in Lake Pontchartrain, but that's another story. A lot of people drive themselves crazy too. Yeah, man, I kind of feel insane when I go and do it. No, usually Charles, I use a gold spoon with the weedless gold spoon. Um, that's my favorite. That's the spoon I'll usually use. Now, if I'm fishing for trout with a spoon, I'll use a treble hook silver spoon. If I'm using a spoon for speckled trout, which is a really deadly lure. They sell this one crocodile silver spoon for speckled trout. That's a fire trout bait with the treble hook on it. But for redfish, I always use the weedless spoon. That way, it's versatile. You can use it in the weeds, or you can use it just in the open. All right, Nate, I'm gonna hit you up, man. We're gonna get out. We're gonna get together. Definitely, I'll be hitting you up. Man, is that the bait they about to use? Hold up, time out. You see, he hooking that like whole little, what is that, an albacore or something like that on that bait? Can y'all see that? The owner extra wide gap size 3 for bass and red, super sharp. That's a bass, a, a weedless, what I'm trying to say, a worm hook, the extra wide. But no, but these guys are using a treble hook. But I think you gotta just make sure you match the size to what was previously on there because you don't want to adjust the weight too much. That's why I'm afraid to change hooks out a lot of times. A lot of times when my hooks get rusty, I'll just throw the lure away and get a new lure because I've haven't had luck changing out hooks. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. It cleared up in pack on Sunday. Yeah, we have been having some bad winds last week. That west wind like messed everything. I'm telling you, Lake Pontchartrain was probably 3 feet low last week when I was out there messing with my boat. Man, I want to go out there in Panama, do some kayak fishing. Oh man, guys, I'm gonna get off of here. Right? I'm gonna gotta go eat. Haven't eaten any dinner yet. Thank y'all guys for showing up. Next week, I promise we'll have something prepared. Fort Pike. Anything going on Fort Pike? There should be some fish out there. Like this is the time of year when you can catch them out around there. April. It's still cool. You just gotta fish through the river water. Damn, look at that fish right there. That thing is crazy. It's like a red sheephead. But yeah, you just gotta just fish through the river water. The fish apparently are down there. I haven't been. I've been scared to go, but I've been seeing guys catching trout for like the whole month of April, and this is where they're supposed to be right now. So I'm sure they're there. Just gotta adjust to the dirty water. All right, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna get off of here. Go grab something to eat, drink a brew. I usually catch something though when I go to Fort Pike, man. There's usually like a bass or a red hanging around. It's never like lights out fishing where you limit out on anything, but there's always something to catch. But damn, that's a big ass needlefish. All right, guys, then we're gonna get out of here. Next week we'll talk about planning a fishing trip after being away for a while. How I read fishing reports, how I decipher like what the fishing report is telling me, and what I can glean from that type of information. I think that would be interesting. I wonder if you guys do the same things that I do. So we'll have a discussion about that. And I'll see you guys next week. Thanks for coming out this week. And hopefully I see you next week, next Wednesday at 8. Peace.